It is Friday, May 8th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well, as I have officially hit the road, moving Brady out of the fraternity house coming up this weekend, moving him to his summer destination. And yes, I'm in an Airbnb, which feels like a science lab, Plouffe.
I'm just, congrats on the science lab. I'm just so jealous of Brady, like living in the frat house, taking an internship. The world is his oyster.
Yeah,
And
it's
here
good.
you and I, before the show, talking about peptides. We've lost it.
This does feel like a science lab. I've got like I've got my sink back here over my shoulder. I'm doing this on a steel table where I think I dissected frogs my freshman year in high school. Did you ever do that?
I did, dude. And I nicked the, like the intestines or, where's all the poop at? I nicked that and it wasn't good.
The poop
Actually, I
vessel?
think it was a pig. I had like a fetal pig.
Oh, you did pigs. I only
Yeah, it
did
was
frogs.
I will never forget how disgusting that was.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
All right, people, in the comments, let us know the worst thing you dissected while in school. I don't want to hear about the freaky shit that you did out in the country, okay? I don't need to hear that stuff. Just
Maybe
in the
do
school.
say that so we can report you as a serial killer. I don't know. What? Out in the countryside?
Hey, you played with some weird folk.
I shot a lizard one time with a BB gun when I was younger, and
Oh.
I never felt worse in my life, dude.
Can we just clean it up, please?
I'm sorry. I still think about it to this day.
All right, let's start off, even though I'm not wearing a hat. We're going to start off with our tip of the cap. Today, it's presented by National Car Rental, and it's special because we're tipping our caps to Swilly and Matt Chapman of the San Francisco Giants. Those two caught up out by the Bay last week. So we're going to send it over to our on-field correspondent, Swilly, with more.
Do you have a chirp that you've heard from a fan that was like so weird, funny, crazy that you've just never forgotten it?
Jeez, no, but one that pops off the top of my head was we were playing on the road not too long ago, and some fan told me I was going to strike out and then called every single pitch that was coming from behind home plate, and he was right, and I struck out.
No way!
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Oh my God.
That's when you want to attack a fan, but, you just don't do it.
I love that story, dude.
That's tough. Calling the pitches out and then striking out is tough.
Can you hear fans up at the plate?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a guy when I was in the minor leagues that told me that he'd seen coat hangers fill out a shirt more than me. I was really skinny at the time. That was a good one.
Very funny. I like that. I dig that. Yeah. Good stuff. We want to thank National Car Rental for sending Swilly to San Francisco. Win at travel, rent today at national.com. All right. Big series gets going this weekend out in Los Angeles. Braves pay a visit to Chavez Ravine for 3. It'll be Sale and Sheehan to get it going in Los Angeles. Now, you check the standings, Plouffe. Atlanta's actually 2.5 games better than the two-time defending champions. Do we really think these teams will be even at the end of the day? And what about October? Do we think that Atlanta can really push the Dodgers?
I do think so. We're talking about really when it comes down to it in October, yes, you have to have the starting pitching gets pared down. I think both these teams will be fine in that regard. I think both teams, Atlanta has a very nice back end of the bullpen they can rely on. I think you could say the same thing for the Dodgers when it's all said and done at the end of the year. They'll figure it out, whether it is Roki ending up back there again or not. But it comes down to the lineups. Who's scoring against this good pitching in the playoffs? We've seen it time and time again. You just have to have as many chances as possible to string together hits. And if you look at both of these lineups, they're both very, very deep. Very, very deep with really consistent guys you can count on in the middle of these lineups. So I do think that when it's all said and done, if it ends up being an NLCS of the Braves and Dodgers, I think the Dodgers on paper will probably be a slight favorite, but in the baseball world, I think it's going to be a coin flip in that series. So I'm in on it. The Braves are kind of reminding us who they are, and especially if Ronald Acuna Jr. is at his best, then it really becomes neck and neck. These two teams are really going to be a dogfight if they face off.
Yeah, Atlanta's lineup has been significantly better than the Dodgers this year. If you look at it, they have basically 5 regulars, and I'm going to slide Dom Smith into the regular-ish category. If so, they've got 5 whose OPS is higher than 840. And also, boy, what a pickup Mauricio Dubon has been for them. He really saved them because we were wondering, well, what were they going to do at shortstop with the injury there? And he's been a lifesaver. And boy, would he have come in handy if he had remained in Houston. So a few things. Braves bullpen has been lights out. Dodgers bullpen has actually been pretty good, but that Braves bullpen, Lee, Kinley, they've been great. Bobby Suarez, heck of a pickup. Iglesias, I still think hasn't given up a run.
Is not.
He's been fantastic. Now, here's the interesting thing. Will be the starting pitching. I looked up how many career starts do you think Chris Sale has made in the playoffs?
Ooh.
Almost
10.
I know it's less than that. It's either 7 or 9.
I got it up. Let me get it for you, big guy.
I'm pretty sure it's 7. And none
postseason pitching starts 7. 10 games, 7 starts.
And he hasn't made one since 2021. Yamamoto has more October starts in the major leagues than Chris Sale does. And he's only been here 2 years. So it'll be fascinating to see. And that's really the truth with a lot of the Braves rotation. They don't have a lot of October pedigree. And we know that things can get a little wacky in October, a little different. So that would be the area where I would be most concerned if I were an Atlanta fan. But I think us getting treated to an NLCS with those two teams would be freaking awesome.
I mean, Chris Sale, I'm trying to see who like the 3 would be for them. Chris Sale, Ronaldo Lopez, Bryce Elder, right? And then you still have to pick between Spencer Strider. Like, what do you do with him? J.R. Ritchie, I think, is going to be like the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
He got left in the game a little too long in the series against Seattle, ended up walking some guys, getting up a homer. I think at the end of the year, we're going to be looking at him as like, okay, what the heck do we do with this guy? Didier Fuentes in the bullpen for them, possibly. So I think they can match up just fine against what will be Yamamoto, Snell, Ohtani with Glass now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Whatever it is,
it'd be a lot of fun to see those two teams.
Absolutely. And then, for the Braves, Schwellenbach will be back at some point in the second half. Who knows what he's going to look like? They'll have a couple more arms coming back. I don't know. Let us know how big the gap is between these two teams, or is it really, really close? And particularly when we get to October, because October baseball is different. And if you're a Dodger fan, how worried would you be in a 7-gamer against the Atlanta Braves? I know it's not even quite the middle of May, but they're playing this weekend. It's something to kind of keep our eyes on, which I kind of dig. I'm looking forward to this weekend series. I would have liked to have seen Ohtani pitch against, like, Ohtani Sale would have been a great way to start that series. That would have been cool. I heard an Atlanta podcast actually bring up an interesting point. And I apologize for not writing down their names, but they brought up a really good point. They said, if you're a Braves fan, would you rather face Ohtani once on the mound and only twice throughout the weekend series in the lineup, or all 3 weekend games in the lineup and not have to go against his pitching?
That's a weird question. I think it's lineup. His pitching has been so good right now.
His
weird question. I do know the Braves. I got a FaceTime from a couple of the Braves yesterday. They're on the golf course enjoying a nice LA afternoon.
Did you go see them?
I didn't. I had a busy day yesterday.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
All right. Well, today's episode of Baseball Today, it's sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials help save the day. Amazon has got everything you need whenever you need it, from planned purchases to unexpected moments. They got everything in one place. It saves you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. And for us on this show, what matters most is staying up to date on the baseball world, watching as much as possible so we can bring you great content like Baseball Today, like Talking Baseball, like Dugout Discussions, and oh so much more here at John Boy Media. From tech to clothing to daily needs or anything else you need to prepare for the start of the baseball season, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place and can deliver to you anytime, anywhere. Whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon and save on essentials. Save the everyday. All right, as good as the Braves and Dodgers have been, the hottest team in baseball continues to be the Chicago Cubs, as Shota was a perfect 10 on the north side on Thursday.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. 10 strikeouts, Shota Imanaga.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just, this is what Shota's done this year. I thought it was just a good game plan. The split finger was excellent. The fastball was up when it needed to be, when they were maybe sitting on the split a little more. So you're right. It was a lot of swing and miss and more of what we've seen so far.
That, of course, the voice of Shota's skipper, Craig Counsell. Cubs have won 15 in a row at home. Now they start a 9-game road trip with a stop in Texas tonight. Plouffe, is Chicago one trade away, meaning starting pitcher trade away, from being right up there with the Dodgers and the Braves, or are they okay as presently assembled?
That's a tough one to answer. I think they'd be okay. I mean, the offense has been so good and so balanced. The defense is great. They found a way to do it with their bullpen as well. I think you could say, well, what's Justin Steele doing? Like, is he going to be back? Ben Brown is going to make a start for them, as Matthew Boyd is now joining the other million pitchers they have on the IL. So, like, they could go from within. I think, yes. I would love that. I don't think they're going to, but yes, I would like to see them make a trade for a starting pitcher. Because right now you can go toe-to-toe. Shota and Edward Cabrera can go toe-to-toe with anybody. And then after that, it's like, okay, like, is Tyone going to be the guy for you? Or could Ben Brown or Justin Steele come back and do it? So I think they have options, guys coming off the IL. So I don't think they're going to do it. But if they really wanted to match up pitching-wise against the Dodgers and the Braves, I think they would need to go out and get somebody. But overall in a series, if you ask me, like, almost this exact same question, just take out the Braves from the first question, I think this team could absolutely go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers. And even as currently constructed right now, I don't think it'd be an issue for them. Like, they're that good of a baseball team.
Do you think that Edward Cabrera is this team's Chris Sale then?
As far as what?
I mean, you said if you were to change the team names like Braves and Cubs.
Well, Shota is him.
No, he's not.
What do you mean
Shota
by
is
that?
Chris Sale?
What do you mean by what? As far as good, how
Yeah,
good he
I mean,
is?
they're not on the same plane. Shota has pitched extremely well. He just had his second double-digit strikeout game, which he didn't even have one all of last year. But let's remember how they limped down the stretch starting pitching-wise, right? I mean, they couldn't even trust Shota to start the first inning of games. They had to use an opener because he was getting knocked all over the yard. And I know that 2025 was then, and this is 2026, so maybe he has made strides in that area. I mean, it was 50-50 whether or not he was coming back to Chicago. So you feel like they have full trust in him?
I agree with that sentence. So you're talking about who's like the guy who's starting game one for them, essentially. Yeah, I don't think it'll be Shota unless he keeps what he's doing up.
Yeah, I guess my point is this: is as good as Cubs fans should feel about where they are right now. Great winning streak overall, which I think has now reached 9, and 15 in a row at home. And exciting times on the north side, and all these walk-off wins they had against the Reds. If you are truly trying to go for it all, they have got to make a trade. They cannot, and it, to me, maybe they've sat around a little bit too long. They did finally trade Owen Casey for Cabrera, so that was great in the offseason. I think that can be a win-win for both teams. You're not going to give up Moises Ballesteros anymore. I think he's too important to that lineup. So the guys you're looking at are either Kevin Alcantara, who, he's had some time in the big leagues, but he's ready to go. He's got a dozen homers at AAA this year. He's a right-handed stick. Somebody's going to want him. I can't imagine that you're going to get your hands on Jackson Wiggins, who's a top 50 prospect. He's an enormous right-hander. He's like 6'6", 240 or whatever. I can't imagine the Cubs are going to give him up, but if you're going to go get somebody big time that you can put at the front of this rotation in October, then you're going to have to give up something good. I don't know.
I honestly think you're kind of discounting what the Cubs have done. I mean, right now they're 7th in ERA, 6th in WHIP. The Braves starting pitching's 4th in ERA, 8th in WHIP. Now, Dodgers have been significantly better than both of those teams in those two categories, but like I don't think this has been like some. I mean, you just said it. They won 9 in a row. Like they are on a heater. They're playing great baseball. Not all of that is because of their starting pitching, but like it's served them just fine so far this year. If you want to be at your best and give yourself the best chance to win a World Series, would I go out and get somebody? Yes, depending on what happens to Justin Steele and some of the other guys in your rotation as you get them back. But I think they're doing just fine.
So, of course, they're doing just fine. But they were in LA a couple weeks ago. They dropped 2 of 3. They gave up 22 runs. 22 runs in the 3 games.
Not good.
That's not good enough. They do play Atlanta at the beginning of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the middle part of their 9-game road trip. So they're at Texas, at Atlanta, and then next weekend they're on the south side, which is already, all of a sudden, that's become like a really fun series.
Yes.
Cool. I'm digging it. Yeah, I would like to see them pull the trigger. I think that they feel like they're all in position player wise. They made a lot of changes to their bullpen because they lost so many guys in the offseason. So I think that they will feel good enough there. I think Ben Brown's in a good spot. I don't think you want to put him in the rotation.
I thought I saw that he's starting this week.
I think he is, but I think it'll be a 2 or 3 inning start because he's not stretched out.
No, he's not stretched out, but he's getting the start. It is tonight against the Rangers.
Okay. Did you guys spend time on the Matthew Boyd situation yesterday?
We talked a little bit about, a little bit about it.
What a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer.
I
6
mean,
weeks.
You're not going to find I challenge somebody to find a nicer human being that is wearing a major league uniform right now than Matthew Boyd. I'm not sure you can do it. And there's a lot of great guys playing baseball right now. So I don't say that lightly. And when I read the story, I was sick to my stomach. Could you imagine hurting yourself trying to play with your kids?
I can. I think you and I both can imagine that right now.
Yeah.
One little quick movement, you never know what's going to happen these days.
Have you gotten to that level yet?
No, I still feel freaking phenomenal.
God, it sucks. You're such a jerk.
I'm going to go get a workout in right after this, and I can't freaking wait to throw the weights around.
All right. It's enough out of you. I see you. Yeah, I'm going to be packing clothes in a wardrobe box. Probably strain my back doing that. Michelle, what are the Vegas odds that I get hurt while packing over the next 2 days? Pretty good? She said, yeah.
Michelle, you know what?
Huh?
Michelle knows what she's got. You're a freaking stud.
Not really. Although we do work out together once a week with a trainer. And I would
love to do that with Olivia. She's always going to Pilates, and she's invited me to go there. I think I got to take her up on it.
You do need to. Michelle is a certified Pilates instructor. You absolutely have to.
Oh, okay.
Everybody should have that in a routine is what Dr. Rose is saying back here.
That's why she looks so good. Go, Michelle.
Right. Yep. And that's why I look like this.
I mean that in the nicest way, okay?
I hear you. We're all good. Oh, yeah. So the last time that the Cubs had this long a winning streak at home, 15 games, was 1935. Did you see this picture floating around social media? That's what Wrigley Field looked like back in 1935. How awesome is that?
Whoa.
No ivy, no walls, like a fence. And center field is out there in this monster.
What
How the
year
hell
was
did people hit home runs?
1930?
1935. How great is that photo?
It's a great photo.
Oh, my God.
How far is center field the same distance? I
mean, it looks like the scoreboard is in the right area, but I mean, it's changed, obviously.
Okay.
How the hell did you hit a homer back in the day?
They didn't, Chris. That's the secret. Nobody did. Like 4 people hit homers in the big leagues.
What a great shot. If you're doing this audio only, hop on our YouTube channel, JM Baseball, and even just scrub it forward to the end of this discussion. 440 to
Oh,
center.
golly.
Oh my gosh. 440. Oh man. That's cool. All right. I got some good news for you. There are now 4 teams with winning records in the American League heading into the weekend. Congratulations. Attaway. Finally pushed through. The A's, they did get 1 win in Philly thanks to a proud new papa.
Painter delivers, and it's swung on a drive to left field. It well. Going back is Marsh. The dad's strength is there. It's gone. A 2-run homer for Langoliers. It's 2-0 A's.
Definitely sad to leave my newborn son, but excited to be back. And everybody always talks about, when you have a baby, the dad strength kicks in. And I think part of that's just the lack of sleep. And you just come out here and it's kind of a little bit more of a carefree feeling, playing with less tension. Just kind of, having your first kid kind of changes the way how you think.
I think our buddy Dallas Braden actually predicted it on the TV side of things before it happened. So good job, Dallas. Nice work. When's Teddy's birthday?
July 29th, 2015. I got to take a few days off, then immediately had to go on a road trip. My first game back, I hit a ball I thought was a homer, right center field wall for a triple.
So that shit's real, huh?
Against the Mariners. No, this is what people don't understand about dad strength, and I think you can attest to this. You get dad strength because you're constantly carrying a bunch of shit around all the time. Diaper bag, stroller, getting in and out of the car seat. You're also carrying like a 10-pound weight that just is moving all over the place. I had to rock Teddy to sleep after games for a while because we didn't do sleep training yet. You get dad strength because you are just all over the place.
Yeah.
But you do get it.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's really good.
You didn't have a doula, a night doula?
No, dude. I'm me.
You're the night.
And then finally we said we're sleep training. And we felt terrible about it. You just let them cry it out and then you check on them, whatever. It's the best thing we ever did. And if you have a baby, you have to sleep train.
You're right.
You have to.
You're right.
Yeah.
That is true. But that's not the point we wanted to. We're not here covering sleep training and what you do with your kids. We're here to talk about Shea Langoliers. So he and Kurtz are basically the 2 position players that the A's have not extended to this point. Do you think, based on his performance, particularly the last few years, that Shea Langoliers has turned into a $100 million catcher?
Well, this is his first year of arbitration, making $5.25 this year. You can point to a lot of things with him. This guy's going to hit homers. He's going to hit for power. He's going to slug, career 480 slug. The on base is kind of where that's his worst offensive characteristic. Career 299, although this year is 391. So if we're realistically looking at an extension, he is 28, or at least started the year at 28. He's still 28.
Yeah, he's 28
years old. Okay. Let's go for this year. Keep it at 525. Then you're paying for 2 of the ARB years. Let's price those at an average of 8. Or probably a little bit more. Price them at an average of 9. Maybe because they'll take a discount there. So that's 18. 3 free agent years at, call it 20. So I'm going to say no. Is he worth a contract and extension? Yes, but I don't know about a $100 million contract.
Yeah, so there's a few things. And I brought up the Cal Raleigh one just to see kind of where Cal was when he got his contract. And he was, I think, right before his age 28 season when he got it. Now, of course, we all think about the 60-homer season, but you have to kind of spin back the clock and see where Cal was power-wise prior to that. He had improved from 27 to 30 to 34 homers each of the previous years. Meanwhile, Langoliers had increased his total each of the previous 3 seasons, 22, 29 to 31 last year. Right now, he's on pace for 48. He would become the 10th. It would be the 10th time a predominant catcher would hit 40 in a season. So he feels like he's off and running. I'm not going to say he's going to hit 60 because he ain't. Hell, if he gets to 40, That's going to be incredible. Here's the deal, though. Cal's highest OPS before last year, where it was well into the 900s, was 774. Langoliers was basically 90 points higher than that last year, 861. And here he's at $1 right now. So Cal got a $100 million deal, and I know part of that was his defense because Langoliers is not Cal Raleigh behind the plate. Great arm. Rest of it, he's subpar. He's not great at blocking balls. He's not great at pitch framing, according to all the metrics. So you got to not ding him down a little bit for that. But I could see an $80 million extension for him, and I don't think that the A's would feel bad about that. I think that they would be in good hands there. Don't
I was
you?
going to say 580, 585, something like that. I see.
Yeah.
So, but that's a no to your question because you said 100.
Right. No to the question, but still, I mean, I guess they can't pay everybody. And we had heard that they had exchanged preliminary numbers with Kurtz, who's really the big one you got to get done. Because it's not like you can move Langoliers to first base. You're going to have Nick Kurtz there as long as he wants to be an A, is my guess. So,
I mean, it's a nice chunk of change for Shea if he gets it.
Hell yes, it is.
Be upset about that too much.
Look, they've done a great job, right? They got Wilson, they got Butler, they got Soderstrom, they got Rooker. I think that's it, right? Those are the four.
Let me look.
I think those are the four biggies that they got.
I thought there was one more. No, you might be right.
I think that's the four.
Yeah.
So Kurtz is probably the guy they're trying to get done next, and then Langoliers if they can for a decent number. But we've talked about it the last couple of years. It is a fun offense to watch, really fun, and he's been a big, big part of that. And congratulations on becoming a papa. It's the best news of all. So
I saw someone they posted the picture of that or whatever, like announcing the baby, and someone said, "Living up to the nickname, huh?" I thought that was funny.
It was funny.
A little juvenile.
It is juvenile, but it's funny.
Once I turn 40, I can't laugh at that.
Yes, you can. Okay. You have to, or you're just gonna be miserable. You do laugh. Actually, you start to revert back to some of your sophomoric ways when you get kind of late 40s, early 50s.
What's his nickname?
Bangoliers.
Yeah.
That's right. Go get him.
Good stuff.
All right. So we both have the good fortune of traveling around the country, seeing a bunch of different stadiums. And you know what's really cool when we do? We run into John Boy Media merch in the crowd. And it makes us feel good. It warms our hearts. So that reach is actually powered by Shopify's fulfillment infrastructure. Products get to fans no matter where they are. So we're talking Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, a random Tuesday in Cincinnati. Shopify lets us get the gear everywhere. That's Shopify at work. When we design a product around a baseball moment, Shopify connects us directly to our manufacturers so our orders flow out on time and land with fans wherever they are. No bottlenecks, no delays, and Shop Pay removes the friction at checkout. So the fan who finds the product actually follows through on that purchase. That combination of reach and conversion at what makes this whole thing work. Start your free trial at shopify.com/today. Let us know how that experience goes. It'll be great. All right, Yankees, they keep rolling along. They start a 9-game road trip in Milwaukee tonight as one of their top prospects makes his debut. Spencer Jones being called up to replace the injured Jason Dominguez. We send our best after he crashed into the wall. Hey, Plouffe, how interested are you in seeing the guy that we've heard about for years, but has been very much like Sasquatch? Like, we see him, but now we get to see him.
I like a big dog coming up, like to add to that massive lineup they already have. 6'7", 240 is what we're listed at here. I mean, he is a guy that's interesting for a couple different reasons. I don't really get infatuated with prospects. Need to see it. Clearly, he's got the pop, but he's done some swing adjustments. We're seeing it right now. He's tried to change his swing to be like Ohtani. Even sets his hands initially the first way, gets that foot down and kind of that tornado-ish swing that Ohtani has. But before that, he was doing the Aaron Judge impersonation. So, like, if you're going to pick a guy to emulate, like those are probably the two guys you'd want to do. But yeah, I'm excited to see. We've been hearing a lot about him, Lombard, and maybe I'm just up to date on the Yankees prospects because I freaking have to talk to Jake all the time, and then Dan's in my ear. But shockingly, I'm like pretty excited to see this guy.
Yeah,
you're what he does.
You're usually poo-poo on the prospects.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, let me know when he stays here for 4 months. Then I'll talk about him.
Yeah.
So he's been on a tear in the minors. Over a 950 OPS, 11 homers, leads the International League with 41 ribs. Last week, Jose Barrios is on a rehab assignment down in the minors for the Blue Jays minor league affiliate. Jones hit 117.4 for a home run. That's off of a bona fide major league pitcher right there. So he has to start a game in center, and Judge has to start one in right. So then when a ball hits a right center field, we can see these two behemoths call one another off or try and make a play. It's the first time we're going to have teammates that are at least 6'7" with position players out there. So, right, I mean, Aaron Boone owes us that visual, does he not?
I mean, I'm down for it, I guess.
What do you mean you guess? Of course you want to see. Don't you want to see a 6'7" guy patrolling center and a 6'8" guy patrolling right?
But like, what am I looking at? Like, just two big dudes. I think it's better when you have the juxtaposition of someone tiny next to him, not just two massive dudes. You wouldn't be able to tell. Perspective isn't there.
So what are you saying? We put Caballero in center?
Yeah. Heck yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then put Jones in left and Judge in right?
No, I want to see him on base next to a short second baseman. I don't know. I like the big body dudes that can move. I want to see him hit. I want to see it.
Sign Ben Revere for a weekend.
What's Ben Revere doing? I need to text him.
That guy he was muscular, wasn't he?
Oh, there was first of all, yes, he had big muscles, but there was zero fat on his body. You saw every single muscle fiber. It was crazy, dude. And of course, it's not like he ate healthy. Not at all.
I hate guys
Ben,
like
you're
that.
so freaking fast and jacked. One of my favorite teammates I ever played with. He was hilarious.
Yeah, he seemed like a good guy.
But like not on purpose. He like wasn't intentionally hilarious. He just was so humble, such a good guy. And
you know
just
who else
say
I
some
always
things,
liked?
you'd be like, what?
You know who else I always loved? Denard Span.
Great guy.
Always loved Span.
Guess Ben Revere's career earnings.
How many years did he get in?
So career 7-8 WAR, 8 years in the show.
I'm going to say he made $22 million.
17 mil. Did some arbitration stuff with the Phillies. 2 million in 14, 4 million, and then 6.25. And then he signed with the Angels 1 year, 4.
How long? Let's finish up the Spencer Jones discussion with how long do you think we'll be talking about him? I mean, do you think this is a brief stay, or do you think he's here to stay?
No idea. I'll answer that truthfully. If you hit, you stay. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. If you hit, you stay.
If you're just okay, probably not. If you hit, you stay.
Well, I mean, let's be honest about this. He would not be up here if it wasn't for 2 injuries, to Dominguez and to Stanton. He wouldn't be here. So,
but I think he can hold Dominguez off.
Mm-hmm.
Although is Dominguez out of options?
Ooh.
He's not out of options.
Dominguez is not out of options.
If he hits, he can hold Dominguez off, yeah. Obviously,
Yeah.
Stanton's going to get a roster spot. I don't think it comes at his expense if Spencer Jones is hitting.
Right. But so then somebody's going to bide some time on the bench when Stanton comes back, which could be a week, could be 2 weeks. We'll see. And you're not going to sit Grisham and you're not going to sit Bellinger.
You could sit Grisham. Why not?
Okay.
He could be a fantastic bench piece for you.
Okay. Maybe. I think that's a maybe.
Dan agrees with me. Oh, okay.
Oh, the highest hard hit rate.
Turn his mic off.
Oh, my God. Are we on to the Tatis discussion as well? All right. Let us know your expectations for the big man, Spencer Jones. Does he homer this weekend? Does he homer against the Miz tonight?
Oh, now there's a matchup I want to see.
Right.
Jimmy was actually saying, don't bring this guy up to face the Brewers. He's like, got scared about that because you know what they can do to people.
Stop. Last time the Yankees played the Brewers, they dropped like 40 on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Was that the beginning of the year?
Yeah, that was the first series last year. Yeah. Remember that?
Oh, that was the torpedo bats.
Yes.
Everyone was
torpedo bats.
Oh, my God.
Let's see here. I don't think Spencer Jones homers this weekend. I don't think so.
That was the last time they played?
They only play one series a year. You only play the other league one.
I guess you're
series.
right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, like, sometimes you play other teams more than once in the National League, but that's not their team.
That's not their team.
Yeah.
You play your regional. They play the
regional
twice.
rival, yeah.
Yeah. Because the Brewers and Twins that's the regional.
Those are awesome series.
I'm sure they are.
Don't hate on the freaking Midwest.
No, those are fun, I'm sure. Those are fun. I don't doubt that.
What is the Guardians Reds better?
Battle of Ohio.
Golly. I'm actually watching a documentary about the Ohio Valley and the War of 1812 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Tecumseh, badass guy, ends up dying.
Yeah. Why'd you ruin it for me?
Pan-Indian Alliance.
Okay. My college, Miami University, was founded in 1809. How do you like that? 1809.
They didn't even really technically own the land back then. I guess they did. Britain seceded it in the war, but there was still obviously a fight. Hence the War of 1812.
Look at you. Love this.
I'm in the
documentary
right now.
All back in. I like this. Let us know your expectations for Mr. Jones in the comments, please. Still a little bit more to go, but first, this word from my buddy Trevor Plouffe.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer. The sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. So from opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, and introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. Finally, before we hit the weekend road, interesting battle between AL Central foes. Cleveland ended up getting a split of the 4-game series out in Kansas City. Royals were down 3 in the 8th inning. Our buddy Vinny Pasquantino was at the dish representing the tying run. Eric Sabrowski, who's been a really good left-handed reliever out of Cleveland's pen, came in the game. Vinny ended up striking out. Dan, we got that video somewhere? There we go. On his way back to the Cleveland dugout after getting a big yell out, he calls Vinny an F&B. Okay, here is the Royals' first baseman afterward.
Obviously, I'm going to take anything personal, and it's just a little loud. You can celebrate with your dugout all you want. And we made eye contact, and then obviously I know what he said, so I didn't say anything to him. But if that's the way he likes to play, I mean, he's a reliever, right? Those guys get juiced up. I've got no personal issue with him, but makes it a little bit more fun, I guess. He's been really good all year long, so hats off to him. He made his pitches, and I didn't do my job. So the victor writes the story or whatever it is, and he beat me today. So won't be the last time I face him. So we just got to be better next time.
So the victor goes to spoils, but he was on the right track. Oh, you love that, huh?
I mean, is that not the perfect interview right there?
Nailed it.
Inside, you knew the blood was boiling.
He's boiling.
Boiling. And for him to be able to keep it in like that, kudos to Vinny P, because after that interview ended, he's like, off the record, I'm gonna effing kill that guy next time I face him. And that's what he's thinking. And I can't wait. And that is what makes sports great. Do I love like the yell by Sabrowski right there? Like, I don't know, not really. Like, you're fired up. It seemed like it was natural, so maybe I give him a pass there. He's Canadian initially, born in Canada, so he's got a little fire in him. There's no doubt about it. But now the stage is set for this matchup later in the year, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point. I mean, these teams shouldn't like each other, right? They've, the Royals made the playoffs a couple of years ago. The Guardians have kind of been at the top of the division pretty much over the last decade plus. They've always seemingly fought it out for the division crown. So, right, this is always hard for me. I hate it when we play the Royals. Usually Vinny will get us at some point and click us. And he always tells me, yeah, I think about you when I'm around the bases, which I appreciate. So I hated that happened in that moment. And I'm sure there are some fans who are like, what a jerk, Sabrowski. He looks like it. You have to understand his story a little bit. He was a draft pick of the Padres, not a super high draft pick, but a draft pick. Lost his COVID season. Twice had Tommy John surgery before getting out of high A. Was going to quit and become a social studies teacher. And the Guardians kind of rescued him as a Rule 5 guy. He goes to their pitching lab, and he turns into an enormous piece of their relief puzzle. So, yes, I do believe like that was genuine at the moment. I mean, you're talking about a guy who basically was staring another career in the face and is now at the top of the baseball mountain, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Right. Do you hate it? I totally get it. If you're a Royals fan or if you're a Vinny P fan, which I am, I understand it. Totally get it. But sometimes you have to look and peel back a few of the layers to maybe get a deeper understanding.
Agreed.
That's that.
And both big boys.
Yeah.
6'3", 6'4", 240. Okay.
The part that we cut out because it wasn't pertinent to that discussion was Vinny saying, this is on me. Like, I have got to be way better. He's like, with runners in scoring position, I've been pathetic. And he's right. A 135 average, a sub 400 OPS. He's a guy that has been a run producer for that team ever since he came up to the big leagues. And he knows he's got to get better if that team is going to get to where they want to get. So he is, look, we've known this at John Boy Media, what type of guy he is and what type of leader he can be. The world saw it during the spring for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. That's exactly who he is. He just has to produce a bit more on the field, and I'm confident he will get there. I just don't want to see it against my Cleveland team the last two series of the year.
I'm trying to find right now to give Vinny a little bit of, as of right now, I mean, they're one game out of a wild card spot.
Right.
That's how bad the AL has been. Right now, the Tigers and the Mariners will be the last two teams in, sitting at 18 and 20.
It's been horrible. So bad. All right. Usually we start baseball festivities with the national anthem. Instead, we are going to end this show with it. And we'll take you down to the White Sox AAA affiliate. Cue it.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air.
So that is none other than Ronald McDonald blasting the national anthem. I got to tell you, Ronald, pretty solid. No?
I didn't mind it. It's creepy. Like, Ronald McDonald has always creeped me out. Like, there's no doubt about it. And then I started thinking about, like, how many Ronald McDonalds are there right now patrolling the U.S.?
How about the world?
The world's great, yeah. And then, so I think about that, and it freaks me out a little bit because I'm gathering at least 30.
30? There's got to be more than 30. That's
you
like
think they got 100 Ronald McDonalds running around the world at any given point?
Oh, I'll smash that over every day of the week.
Really? That's even creepier to me.
And how do you become Ronald McDonald? Is there an audition?
That's how does that happen? Because you do, I think, have to have a certain look.
Well, I mean, it's called makeup and a wig.
I know, but I feel like you can't have my nose and be Ronald McDonald. You can have Ronald McDonald's walk around with this thing with this big old bump in it. So like the nose has to play. I think you have to be a certain height and weight.
So I'm out?
You're out, dude. Yeah.
I'm
You're
too frumpy to be Ronald?
You're too broad-shouldered to be Ronald. Now I'm going to look up average height for Ronald McDonald. What is Ronald? Nope. Let me get it real quick.
I am going to guess dimensions are like 5'10", 170.
Ronald McDonald's official height and weight are typically cited at 5'6", 140.
What? Is Ronald McDonald a jockey?
However, the character has been portrayed by different actors over the years, and in some contexts, such as on IMDb, he's listed at 6 feet.
He's not 6 feet.
The original Ronald McDonald was played by Willard Scott, who was roughly 6 feet 3 inches and 290 pounds.
Okay, you don't even know who Willard Scott was, do you?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, Willard Scott was the very famous, I don't know if he was officially a meteorologist, but he was the weatherman on the Today Show. And he was an enormous entertainer back in the 80s for the Today Show. And it was Brian Gumbel and Jane Pauley, and Willard Scott was the weatherman, who he'd always say, and a happy 100th birthday to so-and-so in Amarillo, Texas. I want to wish you a happy 100th. And now here's your local weather. That was Willard Scott. That's amazing that he was the first Ronald McDonald.
As iconic as the McDonald's franchise is, like, this mascot's gotta go.
So if you see that, if you were hiring somebody and on the resume was, I played Ronald McDonald in Lincoln, Nebraska, would you be hesitant to hire the person?
Excuse me, say it again.
If somebody came looking for a job and you were hiring, and on the resume it said, I played Ronald McDonald in Lincoln, Nebraska, would you be hesitant to hire that person because you thought it was too creepy?
I'm not proud of this answer, but yes. Yeah.
You're a Ronald discriminator.
I'm reading up on like the history of Ronald McDonald right now.
And it's freaking you out right now.
Yeah. I mean, some of these pictures that I'm looking at are just like, whoa, dude. Whoa.
I never thought about it, how many there are. Now
okay, Dan, get a close-up of Ronald McDonald. And you could talk about the clown makeup and the hair. It's the eyebrows, Chris. Check the eyebrows out. Get it up. Come on, Dan. You can do this.
I mean, it was startling when I saw that cross my social media and there's Ronald McDonald singing. It was.
No, Dan, you can't see his eyebrows, bro.
He's trying.
Okay, there we go. Get in there a little more.
Let's see.
Look at those things, dude. What's up with that?
Well, I mean, what do you expect? They have to be painted on.
But like that thin? What are we doing here?
That's how Nelson Cruz's eyebrows were.
Oh, he had nice waxed ones.
Yeah. So
I can't get. I don't even like mascots, like major league mascots. So this Ronald McDonald thing. I wish you wouldn't have showed me this now, dude.
We need to know.
Thinking about Ronald McDonald. I'm gonna be.
Look at him.
I'm gonna be shutting my house down tonight, shutting all the windows, making sure everything's there, turning my alarm on, and I'm gonna freaking be like, I hope Ronald McDonald's not around this corner.
That is hilarious. Ah, yes.
Golly.
You know what? Don't be surprised for your 40th birthday when somebody comes knocking on your door.
And I actually like McDonald's. Like, I'm not one of those, like, I'm never going to eat McDonald's guys. I mean, I don't ever eat it, but I will.
I don't know if you will anymore. Your picture might be posted all along their walls. Do not let this man in. He's taking down our king.
Last time we talked smack about a fast food joint, we got a gift certificate out of it. So maybe McDonald's will reach out to us. Yeah.
Great. We might be having your 40th birthday at McDonald's next month.
Oh, my God.
Let us know where you sit on the whole Ronald McDonald discussion, everybody, in the comments. Now you kind of freaked the shit out of me. I got to be honest with you.
Now I'm going to be Ronald McDonald for my for Halloween. Excuse me.
It's great. It's great. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. We cannot wait to see you again on Monday. Enjoy all the baseball that you can. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. Bye, Ronald.